Let's review Everything Everywhere All at Once. Okay, so if you've been following me, you know I just got back from a trip from Paris, so things have been a bit chaotic. However, my roommate and I did happen to snag a seat in the theaters for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And this is a movie I have been very interested in watching for a good while. As we know, when this movie first came out, it was a very, very limited release, and unfortunately, I did not have an opportunity to slip in there before I left the country. However, that has all changed. I got the opportunity to go last night, and this movie, it is a lot to unpack. Now, what I will also say is there is a lot going on in Hollywood right now as far as emotion and trauma and dealing with all of those heavy bags in a very unique and constructive way, and this movie is no exception. I will say, walking into it, the first kind of impression I got was this is a very dense film. There's a lot of talking, and it kind of just happens at you very quickly. And it does take a little bit of time to kind of get the rhythm of this film, but once you're there, you are fully immersed in this world, and it's incredible. There was a lot of, for me, slapsticky kind of overly sexual and just silliness that I can't even say was too much, because that's kind of the point of this film. You needed all of those outlandish and ridiculous and truly illogical things to happen in order for the movie to kind of exist. But I will say, for me, it got a little silly, but again, I can't argue that because you needed it. You know, if you'll understand when you watch the film. Another thing that I really enjoy is the family dynamics, especially when equated with your own self-worth. I myself, as an actor, we constantly struggle with, am I good enough? Is my life on the correct path? And constantly judging ourselves based on others around us. You know, we go to acting schools where we're matched with so many different talented and creative people whose paths may be faster or slower or greater or more instantaneous than our own. And it is something that we constantly have to deal with, looking at ourselves against others, though we shouldn't, we do it. But in this film, Michelle Yeoh's character is looking at herself against herself. What paths did we take, and could we have taken better paths to get us on a better future? Should she have married her husband, and if she hadn't, would her life be on a better course? Now, of course, I am just tapping on the surface of this film because it is so deep and so immersive. It is a multiverse movie without Marvel, and it is an incredible feat. I also really enjoyed the mother and daughter dynamics that Michelle and Stephanie Hsu showed in this film between Evelyn and Joy. It's a beautiful story that shows the struggle of parenthood. This movie deals with a very taboo subject that I know a lot of parents deal with, and that's the subject of, would my life be better if I hadn't had you? Now, throw that on top of an epic battle between multiverses where the fate of humanity depends on sacrificing your daughter, and you've got a beautiful story. I think this is a film that all the generations really need. It's not just about mother and daughter or husband and wife. It truly is a story about generations and the traumas that we constantly deliver to those below us. I think for me, this movie was trying to elicit the idea that no matter what, you are worth it, and every choice that you make is still leading you on the best version of yourself, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I think it's showing worth to those around you. There are so many people that come into our lives, and it may be for a short moment, it may be forever, they may be your own kin and blood, and I think that it's really showing appreciation to those people and those opportunities and those moments that make up your life. In my opinion, this is a 9 out of 10. It is truly delicious. There's so much for you to digest and enjoy and mull over. It's a movie that you can take home and discuss and really evaluate your own life and your choices around. It is a beautiful story, and I will probably end up watching it again just because it was so silly. But the reason I give it a 9 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10, one too many dildos for my taste. But you'll understand that more when you watch it.